Welcome back to another video. My name is India, and today we're talking non-scale victories. I don't think I've ever done a video before that's just designated to talking about non-scale victories. We're always talking about the scale, the number on the scale, and how it goes down. Of course, that's a good thing, but what about the non-scale victories? And so, of course, I was encouraged to do this video because somebody specifically asked me to mention some of my non-scale victories. I want to say they meant specifically doing the OMAD diet. What are some of the non-scale victories and the benefits of doing the OMAD diet? But I'm just going to generally talk about my non-scale victory. Guys, as a background, I have lost over 130 pounds. I've been keeping my weight off, maintaining my weight for years. And we're gonna get into it. I'm laughing, I'm smiling because a lot of this is random. A lot of this might not be appropriate, but we're still gonna get into it. So let's start off. Let's start with a bathroom trip. And what is inspiring me to do this is me leaving church about 2 hours ago. So I was using the public bathroom. I am not a fan of public bathrooms whatsoever. You know, when you are a female, it is a lot more difficult. We can't just sit down on the toilet. We can't do any of that. Y'all know we gotta squat when we are using a public bathroom. So my church just renovated these bathrooms to where they have full doors on the bathroom, and the doors, they kind of open into the stall, if you will. Just imagine, maybe I'll insert a picture, but the doors, they open into the stall, not leaving you a lot of room to maneuver around the bathroom when you are in the stall trying to open up this door. So I can only imagine my 100-pound heavier self trying to maneuver around this bathroom and trying to maneuver around these small stalls and these small spaces. And not to mention, when I was squatting, you know, you have to stand in that position for a good amount of time. I'm a coffee drinker, and so when I drink a lot of caffeine, a lot of coffee, my bladder, it goes. My stream, it goes. So I'm usually standing there for a very long time. So me being in my smaller body, I can hold that squat position and do what I need to do a lot easier now that I'm in a smaller body. Just being in a smaller body in general is a lot easier. I know a lot of people say, oh, you know, I'm healthy being bigger and I don't have any healthcare issues, so there's no sense in me losing weight. There's no purpose for me to lose the weight. Let me tell you something right now. Experience being in a smaller body. I encourage the people who don't want to lose weight, who are afraid of looking a certain way, lose the weight, see how you feel, and then come talk to me. If you don't like the way you feel in a smaller body, gain your weight back. Go back to your old habits, go back to your lifestyle, go back to your old lifestyle. But there's a lot of things that I didn't know that I struggled with until I got into a smaller body, which brings me to number 2. Showering. Showers are so much easier. You're washing less body. You're having to lift less. And again, when you shower, us women, this might be TMI. Sometimes we squat to wash. We might have to bend. We might have to hold certain positions to wash ourselves properly. But showering is a lot easier for me nowadays that I'm in a smaller body. Now, mind you, when I was bigger, taking a shower was not an issue. I never viewed it as an issue. But getting smaller, I realized how much easier it was to take a shower. You just have a lot less body to wash. Shopping. Shopping is a lot more enjoyable. I don't have to second guess these sizes I get. You know, I can get the same size in every store. Like, how many of us have been guilty of going to these stores, trying on these clothes that's our size, but they don't fit, or they fit funny, or it's just a lot easier to shop. I can do a lot of online shopping and be confident with the pieces that are shipped to me without having to worry. Like, it's so much more effortless, and you have more to choose from. You have more options when you are in a smaller body and when you are shopping different fashions. Stairs. Climbing up any stairs or walking a long distance It is a lot easier. We're conditioned to think that you're supposed to be completely out of breath when going up a flight of stairs. No, it's not normal. We think it's normal to be so much out of breath when we're walking a long distance. That's not normal. I can walk upstairs and still breathe and still speak to people without it being an issue. I was never able to do that before. Ooh, this is a fun one. Like, I think we're so, like, when we're obese and when we've been big our whole lives, we're conditioned to think certain things are normal, and they're not normal. Wearing high heels. I used to pack extra shoes with me anytime I was going anywhere, whether it was a restaurant, whether anything. I would always have emergency shoes in my car, like some flip-flops or some flats, because my feet would always hurt when I was wearing any kind of shoe or any kind of heel. Any heel. I'm not even talking about high heels, just any kind of platform. I could not stand on my feet for an extended period of time, so I would have emergency shoes. Now that I am 130 pounds lighter, I can wear high heels without my feet hollering at the end of the day. It is just so much easier carrying less weight. Breathing. I breathe better. I breathe a lot better. That's that one right there. I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with my story. I did have some healthcare issues back in the day. I want to say back in 2016. I specifically remember going on a trip for my friend's wedding. We went out of the country and I had this chronic cough. This is a cough that I've been dealing with for a few years. I was going to all kind of medical facilities, all kind of specialists. They would prescribe me medication just to ease my cough, but no one knew where this cough was coming from. At one point, I thought I had pneumonia. It was bad. So I remember traveling through the airport, and like a lot of the clips I have are from that trip. But I remember traveling through the airport. I just kept coughing and coughing and coughing. This lady looked at me. She rolled her eyes at me because I just kept coughing. She was just doing like this and like, so it's like my cough almost got this lady hurt, right? Because she had an attitude because I had this chronic cough that I couldn't help. And so now you got people around you, they're mad at you because you're coughing. But yeah, old girl almost got hurt. But once I started losing weight, and I didn't lose weight to, heal my cough. I didn't even think the cough was associated with being bigger. But once I got smaller and started losing weight, I noticed one day that my cough was gone. I had went a whole day without coughing, and I thought it was weird. I'm like, well, let me see what happens tomorrow. And then that cough, I had all these specialists I went to, whatever, that cough disappeared once I got into a smaller body. Energy, just my energy overall has improved. Sometimes I'll catch myself making excuses to move around, making excuses to want to do things. Like, I want to move around. I want to move my body around. It feels good to me. I have a lot of extra energy that I did not have when I was obese. Now this one might get me blocked. This one might have me losing friends. This one right here, I actually like the way that I look. I like my cheekbones. I like my collarbones. I like all of that. I like the way that I look in a smaller body. Now, I love the way that I look when I was bigger. A lot of people remind me. I'm going to insert this picture right here because this is the one. A lot of people love reminding me how attractive I was when I was plus size. They'll tell me, hey, you need to gain some of your weight back, this and that. You're so unattractive, blah, blah. Whatever people say now that I'm smaller, they'll tell me I look sick. I've heard it all before, right? And so I'm thinking to myself, like, I actually like the way that I look. And people, when you lose weight, when you lose a significant amount of weight, it almost gets looked down upon when you actually like yourself in your smaller body, because people just don't take that very well, because they think that you're insulting your bigger self and everyone else who is in a bigger body. And that's really not the case. Like, there's nothing wrong with you liking yourself at all sizes. So yes, I loved myself when I was big. I didn't start losing weight for vanity reasons. You know, I lost it this time around for other reasons, but I actually like the way that I look. All my imperfections, all my stretch marks, my loose skin, my loose everything. I like the way that I look. There's that non-scale victory. This right here, this is a big one, y'all. Furniture. I no longer look at the weight capacity on this furniture. I am confident with buying anything, sitting on anything without having to worry about breaking a piece of furniture. So funny story, when I moved into my house, and I know my cousin, he probably doesn't even remember this. When I moved into my house, the people I bought the house from had left a box up in the attic. And then I was looking at the stairs. You know how you pull down the stairs? I was looking and it said weight capacity, 250 pounds, y'all. So I could not go up into my attic because I was just too big. I was afraid that I was going to break these stairs, but now I can go up there. I choose not to, but if I had the option to go upstairs into my attic, I can go up there. So I had my cousin going up there getting that box down. And since we're talking about furniture, let's talk about mattresses. Let's talk about how you wear out a lot of furniture when you are bigger, y'all. So, man, I'm the type, I like being at home. I like laying in my bed. My old mattress had like a dip in it. A really bad dip from the one spot that I laid in. And guys, I tried my best to like rotate my mattress or to move it around or to shift it or to lay in a different spot. But every time I would get a mattress, and these are new mattresses, I would leave a dip, a real bad dip, just the shape of my body in the mattresses. So now I do not wear and tear my mattresses as badly as I have in the past. I do not wear and tear my couch. My couch looks brand new. Ain't no dips and hips and none of that in any of my furniture. That is a non-scale victory. And like I said, you just maneuver a lot better when you are in a smaller body. You don't realize how much strain you are putting on your body when you carry a bunch of extra weight. People try to convince us that it's healthy to be carrying around a bunch of extra weight. Guys, it is unnecessary. Lose the weight. You do not need the extra whatever it is. If you have weight to lose, lose it. We're afraid of looking a certain way. At this point, I'm too old. Like, we're too old for all that. We want, but like, we want all this and stuff. I don't want any of that. I'm sorry. I used to have a really nice chest, you know. Oh, that's another one, actually. So yeah, you maneuver better, but having a smaller chest, I love having a smaller chest. My chest used to be really big. It used to be really nice. Like, it used to be really nice, but having smaller, this right here, this being smaller, that's a non-scale victory. Say whatever you want. That being smaller is is lit. It is lit. So I bought this weighted vest, a 12-pound weighted vest. I did it to, you know, build muscle or to walk around, to make my walks a little bit more meaningful, to make my workouts a little bit more impactful. 12 pounds, guys. Let me tell you, I wore this vest maybe for 6 hours. And when I tell you, that thing hurt so bad, like that, and that's just 12 pounds. Imagine losing 150 pounds, or 50 pounds, 70 pounds, 80 pounds, like that 12-pound vest. When I took that vest off after wearing it for only about 6 hours, like the relief that came over me, that's weight loss. It feels so good. And the bad thing is, a lot of people who are just used to their bigger bodies, like I was, they have no idea how much better they can feel. Like, I wish there was a way for me to explain just how good it feels just being in a smaller body. This isn't about looks. This isn't about health. This isn't about anything. Just being smaller is so much of a win. I don't, you know, nothing else. If anything, like just having less weight to carry around, it feels absolutely amazing. Going to a doctor's office or getting like a physical, for me, it is a non-scale victory because I don't have to worry about high blood pressure. I don't have to worry about bad lab results, high cholesterol, a bad A1C. My numbers are always on point. My blood pressure, it's one of those things where you used to be nervous about going to the doctor because you never knew what your blood pressure wanted to do. It wasn't stable. You didn't know what your cholesterol was going to look like. That kind of thing. That's what I used to worry about back in the day. I just never knew where I stood with like lab results and that sort of thing. But nowadays, like, I look forward to going to the hospital. Or not the hospital. I look forward to going to the doctor's office and getting my blood taken because I know exactly what it's going to look like. And every time they share my lab results with me, they're going to be amazed because they're always amazed with me because they tell me how perfect my numbers are. They're always impressed. They say we rarely see people like you. So I love going to the doctor's office, and I don't know, that's my little flex. You know, I'd be like, yo, what's your blood pressure? What's your A1C? You know, mine is 4.7. Oh, Lord. Adjusting to smaller spaces. And I'm reminded when I was just in my friend's RV, or if I'm in a smaller bathroom, like I mentioned earlier, this applies to everything. If you're riding in a small car, if you're trying to maneuver around a small closet, it might not be like a walk-in closet. It is just so much easier to navigate through all of these spaces. Girl, I am talking. I'm gonna leave you with one more because this one is fun, and this is probably my favorite one. I'm about to get judged again, but this picture, I'm gonna pop this picture in again right here. Y'all, the last one, last but not least, guys, I do not have to suck in my stomach anymore. I do not have to hold in my stomach. This picture right here, like, I was holding in my stomach so bad, and just being on the beach or being near a pool, wearing swimwear, wearing a dress that's fitted, being at an event, I would always have to suck in my stomach, you know. And like, I don't care no woman is going to admit to this. You know, I was talking to my sister about this a while ago, and she was like, yeah, I be sucking in my stomach too. I hold in my stomach. I be holding my breath in all the time. And I'm like, yeah, sis, I do the same thing. But I don't know, especially being like intimate with someone, you feel like you have to hold your stomach in when you're a certain size in order to look decent. Because let's be real, nobody wants a big old stomach. A big stomach, no matter your weight, is not attractive. And so I don't do that anymore. I don't know if I just care less about how I look or what it is, but it's so much of a relief not to have to walk around a mall sucking in my stomach, not to have to walk around a pool sucking in my stomach, not having to go to some kind of formal event and I'm sucking in my stomach all day, 4 hours at a time. Like, that is such a relief not to have to do that. Oh, this was so fun. This was so fun to me, guys. Let me know if you liked this video. Leave me a comment below. If you're someone and you've lost 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 100 pounds, 300 pounds, and you have some non-scale victories, share that with me below. I kind of want to see it, especially if it's random. I want to hear all the non-scale victories, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you by any chance made it to this part in this video, consider subscribing to my channel. Again, thank you for watching. Good luck on your journeys, and I will see you in the next one.
I need to log off, I need to step back. Constantly online, causing me setbacks too. Every day see so many people doing the things you do, and they're doing